process of yoga itself is meant, it's recommended for the age of such a yuga, very long age where people live 100,000 years. They can perform these long, difficult paths of meditational yoga. So, but Bhakti Yoga is perfectly suited for Kali Yuga because people are short-lived, short lives, and so many disturbances, so many problems. How will we be able to concentrate? It's like in the previous age, or sometime, we hear the story about the sage. He was meditating 60,000 years. But Indra was becoming concerned that he might try to take over his position. Because if you perform a lot of mystic yoga and you get mystic powers, then you might be able to remove Indra and take over his position. So Indra's always worried. So he sent Menaka. Indra sent Menaka, one of the most beautiful apsaras. And she bewildered him dancing. He could perceive her presence. And the sage fell down and he was really lamenting. That's in a much better age than now. Now, who can meditate for probably jokes with them. They try to meditate for 15 minutes. That's also very difficult for them. You can control the mind for 15 minutes. But chanting Hare Krishna, and even if the devotee is weak, this is explained in Ishopanishad. The devotee says, "My Lord, please remember everything I've done for you. And at the last stage, please remember me and take care of it." So he doesn't need to say that, actually. Krishna doesn't forget. Krishna takes care. Even if the devotee doesn't remember Krishna at the time, because there's so many other factors going on. There's a song by a devotee. He says, Krishna Tadiya Parapankaja Panjanantam Ajaiva Vishitumu Manasaraja Hamsa Prana Prayana Samay Kapavat Pitai Antavaro Dhanavido Smaranam Gatasti. He's praying that, my Lord, please, while I'm fit now, I'm thinking of you. Let me give up my body and go back together now. He said, because if I have to wait, then it may be too difficult. My body may be falling apart. Can't breathe. So many difficulties. I may forget you. That's nice. But he doesn't want to forget the Lord. But the Lord makes it scientifically possible for the devotee to remember Krishna. Because he's been trying. He's been practicing, trying to remember Krishna. And Krishna appreciates. And he helps him. Well, that's the main point here. Social service surpasses all other processes. Whatever one wants to do, even if he wants to go and get material things, akama sava kama va moksha kama udarade tavrena bhakti yogena jeta purusham param. He's still better off to go to Krishna to get material pleasure. than to go to the demigods. Because if he goes to the demigods, he may get what he asked for. But his association will be with other persons who are interested in mixed devotional service. Mixed devotional service means mixing karma or sense gratification with bhakti yoga. It's not pure. It's called karma mishra bhakti. Or some may mix their bhakti with impersonal meditation, speculation. That's also not pure. If something is pure, pure gold, or pure milk, that's better than having half pure milk and half something else, or half gold and half tin. It reduces the quality. So better to go for pure devotional service. Anya bilashita shunyam, yana karmadinaritam, anakuyena Krishna anushilana, bhakti uttama. Pure devotional service, without any desire for any tinges of anything else. He doesn't want to go to the heavenly planets to see how nice. He doesn't go there. He doesn't want to go there for sightseeing. He's not interested in spending some time with the apsaras. Or in this world, he's not interested in using his time for material things. Even if it means if he could win the presidency of the whole planet, the whole earth, not worth it. It's not worth it because even one moment's time taken away from devotional service is a great loss. It's the most valuable thing. One cannot purchase back time, even if he's prepared to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. Can't get it back. So a devotee of Vyarta Kalatvam, as he advances, he's very careful about not wasting time. He comes to the point where he's even foregoing sleep and eating and other pleasurable things so he can do more service. And some people say that's going a little too far, don't you think? It's getting a little carried away there. And it's okay to serve, but to Krishna and everything, but and take care of yourself too. And Krishna takes care of the devotee. The devotee's not bereft of anything. He has everything he wants. Everything he wants and everything even beyond what he wants. Like Dhruva Maharaj, when he went to find Krishna in the forest, he was going to ask him for a greater kingdom than Lord Brahma. That's ridiculous. How can you get a better kingdom than Brahma? But he was a kid, young boy, and he was a Kshatriya in the Kshatriya line, and he was insulted by his stepmother, and he was going to prove to everyone that he was the emperor, the king, the emperor, the emperor of the world. No, someone thinks, I'll prove to the world I can be the strongest man, I can be the fastest man, something. So severe meditation, severe process for 6 months. He got down to he was eating nothing but air. You ever tried that? Eating just air. You can last a little while, but Before that, he was taking water and air. And before that, he took water, air, and some dry leaves. And before that, he took some fruit. So he did it gradually, wasn't all of a sudden. So by the time he saw Lord Vishnu, Krishna Garba was the incarnation of Vishnu, right? That he saw Krishna Garba, Lord Krishna Garba said, "What would you like? You did all this meditation, wanted me to come, wanted to ask me something. What were you going to ask?" And he said, Chin Ranapi Divya Ratnam. Said, I was looking for bits of broken glass. But now that I found you, I don't need any. I found the most wonderful jewel. Said, I have no more material desires. Swamim Kritartosmi Varam Nayachi. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Now for me, I can't really make appearances in time. Now appearing into it. Yeah? Make their next appearance tomorrow morning. 4:30. Someone should pass that message on to our guests, and before they go, they know when the Lord will come. So he said, I have nothing to ask for you. I'm completely satisfied. Just performing devotional service. And he said, and I don't want any benedictions. But Krishna Garg said, your worship of me cannot go in vain. So what did he give him? What kind of a kingdom? He gave him the pole star. Pole star is the Vaikuntha planet in the universe. So he actually got a better kingdom than Lord Brahma. He wanted it, and the Lord gave it to him. He couldn't even imagine what was better kingdom than Lord Brahma. But the Lord arranged that. So that's the point. The devotee wants to fulfill the desires of the devotee. The Lord wants to fulfill the desires of the devotee. But the devotee, pure devotee, Dhruva wasn't a pure devotee. He wanted a lot of material things from the Lord. He didn't just come and say, my Lord, just give me service. It wasn't his intention. I'm going to get a kingdom. So the Lord fulfilled his desire better than he could imagine. And the special benefit is, if one worships Krishna, he gets not only the thing that he wanted foolishly, but now he also gets devotional service because he's come in contact with Krishna. And Krishna is helping him to advance in devotional service. That's why it's better to approach Krishna, even for things that are not so glorious as pure devotion. If someone goes to the church and says, my dear Lord, give me bread. I pray, I have a prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. So it's not exactly love of God, it's love of bread, but still, it's better to come to Krishna. And if one wants to go to the heavenly planets, wants to get something wonderful there, better to come to Krishna for that. Akama sarva kamava. Whether one has no desires, no material desires, or desires everything in the material world. I want to be bigger than Gates. I want to have more more money than how much has Gates got? I'm gonna have more. Yeah, I want to do that. So it's better to do that. Go to Krishna for it, because if he likes, he can do that, and at the same time, he can give you pure devotional service. And that's the real gain. Questions or comments?
May I ask 2 questions or just one? Okay. So why does Krishna take away everything when we're not advanced in knowledge? Shouldn't he take away things when someone is ready?
Well, that's his Hindu side. Krishna's choice. Krishna, that verse says that if there's a devotee, he's a devotee, but he's still got some little bit of hesitation. He's still a little on the fence. So then Krishna may take away everything from him just to make it easier for him to decide. Because then he has nothing else. Some supporting match. And that would be just, there's one body. This kind. So if he takes it away from you, now you go to the hospital. It's so we read the next text. Okay, which one?
Just fix your mind on the supreme person of God. Engage all your intelligence. Thus you will live and be always without either. One who is engaged in both Christian and devotional service, live in an objective relationship. There is no God position in this terms of life. The devotee does not live on material, but to Krishna. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are not with him. Therefore, when devotee chant Krishna and income devotees, dancing on the common level of food. When he offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts his eat, and then the devotee becomes Krishna, by eating the remnants. One who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so, although this is a process recommended in Gita.
Anyone have any comments or questions?
If the Krishna totally agree, So I was hearing you actually speak to the question. So does Krishna always act like outside of myself, like my outside of my actions? Krishna can Krishna push me to make a decision or to act in a certain way? For example, like before I came, I got really angry. I didn't know where this anger was coming from. It destroyed some things that I was really attached to. That pushed me to like, well, I simple that. And so I'm just thinking that is that just like subconscious, or is that Krishna?
Yes, sir. Previously came on the light karma salvation. Ankar will not come to not be. This thinks themselves a doer, when in actuality, his actions are being carried out by the laws of material nature. And we know that Krishna is the Lord of the laws of material nature. He's the controller of the laws of nature, they're his energies. In that sense, and in one sense, everything is Krishna. Everything. Everything is happening. In another sense, it's got various agencies that are coming from him, although they're separated from him, because there's a difference, simultaneous oneness and difference between his energies. So we're connected to him, but we're also living from him. So in that sense, it's not you, you're a spiritual being. But in one sense, it is you, because using your free will, which you have, using your conscience, because what's inherent in the soul is chit, Satchit and Ananda. Chit means knowledge. In other words, you have will. You have your own will. So when we make a decision, at some point in time, it's kind of, at some point in time, we made a decision. And then we have to face the reactions of that decision. You know, so it's a lot like we've experienced, like taking a substance or something. You take it, at one point in time, you take it. Then from there on, you're kind of signing over your free will. Like, okay, now for the next 12 hours, or whatever, the next 3 hours, I'm basically under the influence of this thing. We're always under the influence of the laws of nature. But if we surrender to Krishna, then we don't have to be. That's the solution. Then if we surrender to Krishna, we don't have to be under the influence of the laws of nature. Which are the cause of bondage and suffering. And from contact with what's material nature, the entity goes on various pieces of life that enjoys its existence in its temporary world. Everything here that we're so attached to, that we'll likely get attached to, is temporary. It's a horrible thing. Really, everything in this world is temporary. It'll just be gone. So danger is going to be attached, associated with it. But how do we surrender to Krishna and go beyond these modes, and we can serve him, devotional service? It says, Mamcha yoga vicharana, bhakti yoga that by rendering service unto him, one becomes transcendental to the modes of generation. He attains liberation, ultimately Krishna prema, which is beyond even liberation. So at that point, what to speak of any remnants of conditional life or falling back down into that. So that position is the most intelligent position we can take. So we should take Is that okay?
But I'm not there yet, you know, my devotion is still, I mean, like, I'm telling myself, like, I'm doing these things, and like, I'm saying, I'm making these things. Like, that part's fine, but it's like, part where, like, I, like my attitude, and like, those things are still, and so like, I don't actually still feel that, I still think the decisions based on, so my position is still kind of, and so like, but then, but, but you're saying that thing to do to do start doing the right thing is to be outside of this pollution.
The four first things come about goodness. And that platform. If you completely get from that platform, it's only just a step away. You know, and even in the mode of goodness, the material life becomes much easier. It becomes organized and there's order there, there's peace there. One becomes so satisfied. So if we're coming in the mode of goodness, you know, so that's we're practicing many different things here. Take shelter on practice. It's like, you know, I'm practicing basketball, I haven't been into the NBA, but I can be satisfied with practice that I'm doing because I know that it's ultimately doing nice practice, good practice every day. Which is difficult, but it's rewarding and satisfying, and it's taking us one step closer to that highest destination. So basically, we're trying to associate the mode of goodness if we're doing things like waking up. And we're doing things like trying to tidy things up, and keep things organized, and be aware of how we eat, how we carry ourselves, how clean we are. And then life becomes so peaceful, and we go on carrying. And we get some gentle realization. So those are some things. You know, we really want to just associate with Krishna, though. Prabhupada gives a nice indication as to how we do that here. The holy name of this purport right here, purport 68. So the holy name of the Lord are not different, therefore when his body shines every it's a general devotee or dancing devotee. When the devotee offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts it beautiful. The devotee becomes Krishnaized by eating the remedies. One who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so, although this is positive. Not it, those are some truths. We can take shelter of chanting and sun. It's very nice because Krishna is not given his name. Krishna is all pure like the sun. So when we come in contact with Krishna, when we're always taking shelter of him, then there will be no question of us and any of us falling victim to any kind of temptation. It will be constantly destroyed by Krishna's works in purity. So the practical things for chanting though is like, we have to actually chant, which is difficult to do. It actually is difficult because we're still under the influence of the lower modes. So such an activity like chanting is just very subtle kind of pleasure, first, but then we have to do things that we don't want to do, like be extra meticulous with everything that we do, how we eat, how we do everything, sleep, how we're working. Just there might be things in our mind, right, that we know that we're supposed to do. For instance, like Livestream. All right, I'm like tired, so I set up Zoom on the phone, and then I just like go to the Livestream on the computer. I know I do this, and I know it's wrong. But then I just lazy, don't want to. I didn't have the thing, and now it's okay. Let's sit down. But that that's ignorant. I'm coming in contact with a lot of ignorance. I'm accumulating ignorance, and so we have to do things like that. We have to just be aware, conscious, and we have to fight. Krishna gives that prescription. We have to fight. So maybe what that means is that we don't want to do things. But if you're coming being at the temple, now we are aware of all the things that we have to do. We still might not do them right this time. But then we're fighting to actually like get a taste for doing activities. And then consciousness of the mind becomes nice and cleaned up, and then we can actually hear and relish the holy name. Keep going further and further, delving deeper and deeper into the actual meaning. And then we get a taste for things like also the other yogic things like posture. Sitting down for a long time becomes easier, staying awake. Get a taste for those other kind of principles of yoga that will help us in sharing. Keep our mind nice. Things. Those are some things. Is that okay?
Yeah, I like what you're saying. In terms of coming to Sadhguru and what a goodness, generally we want to be lazy and we want to avoid, doing all these duties. It's too much work, I just want to do my own thing. But actually, being lazy and being ignorant actually creates more work, more problems. So if we recognize our duty of what we're supposed to do and actually just do it and get it done, without all the dragging our feet and the mental, storm that comes with it, life is much easier. And the example is if we want to live like an animal, and the animals are free, they can do whatever they want to do. So, we have this platform where we can decipher what's right or wrong and what actually is useful to do. So, when we can just do what's proper, leave the kindliness for our duty, easy. My God, we'll keep that key. Jai, Jai, Jai. Probably.
Remember how they like left class early? Now look into the Passaic there. Oh my goodness. I'm not mature enough to just let you kid.
No, it's not slippery.